Look who's joining us, Tass, the resident artist. Can you see on the screen?
No way, Tass!
Oh, we have the connection there.
We got audio
Tass
and everything.
is live drawing the show, as usual. This is the 100th show, so I imagine Tass, don't go crazy. I mean, you don't have to make it super special. Your average drawings are enough.
Yeah, I got to be honest, Taz. Like I actually have a bone to pick because I took Jenny Failer to the Vatican last year and was kind of underwhelmed, having spent as much time around your own work as I have through the years.
It doesn't compare to the Rome.
The Raphael wing, I'm like, Raphael isn't even putting quotes in these people's mouths. What's going on here?
So let me ask Matt. Tass is on the screen. I can see on the Skype video, and I can hear as well. But can the people who are watching us on Facebook Live, they also see Tass live streaming?
That's tough to do.
Not yet.
They just see me talking up and to my right like I have some weird conversational tick. And thank you for
we're
that.
good. We're up there.
I'm doing the same thing.
So Tass, as the show goes on, you can just, you don't have to take direction from me. If you want to, hold up the drawing every once in a while to see how the progress goes, give our viewers a little sense of how you work, etc. It can kind of be a visual game, all right?
All right, sounds good.
Yeah. We're joined now by Heather Herzog and Jimmy Failer.
Hey.
And also many of our regular listeners. Guess who's here, guys? It's Corey from Moscow, Idaho.
Yay!
Corey.
Hey, Tom. Happy 100th show.
Thank you, sir.
I think I've probably talked to you more often than I've talked to my own brother.
That's good.
It's for the best.
But I have a theory and a solution about all of these sexual assault allegations.
Yeah.
Now, my theory is a lot of these people, because they're in the media and because they're in Congress, they're by nature extroverts. Those are the types of people who are comfortable going on TV. They're comfortable being in Congress and arguing things like this. So I think just by nature, the ability to just touch another person is just an extroverted tendency. So my solution is all of these places need to hire introverts, people like me. So my solution is just hire me for all of these Hollywood things. I'll work for 1/8 the pay, and it won't be good, but I can promise you there won't be any allegations against me because women intimidate me.
I don't know, Corey. I feel like, Jimmy, nerds are taking over the world as it is.
Yeah, they're doing just fine.
It used to be, extroverts used to get everything. And maybe that's it. Maybe it's because, in the old days, when you were like, a Matt Lauer type or, big man on campus, I mean, he's like the popular guy, right? You didn't have to, now it's like, I don't know where I'm going with this.
You know what I think a lot of
it's
it
called
is?
Revenge of the Nerds. Like now the nerds are taking over and they feel that they could do whatever they want whenever they want. I mean, Harvey Weinstein was, typical Revenge of the Nerd.
Yeah, Revenge of the Slobs anyway.
And
I say that with my body mass index being what it is. I think anybody in a position to become the gateway between you and like stardom is susceptible to this, and that's why I know it's coming from the music industry.
Oh, I cannot wait! I have so many stories about that. If anyone is working on a story, I'm happy to talk about that.
Can I tell you something too? And I know this, and you know this too. Anybody who's been even remotely exposed to the music industry, when it comes, there's going to be a billion of them.
Oh, yes.
They're crazy. Like, I used to drive a cab when I was younger. Like, the stuff that went on the back of my cab, just calls I would hear, people coming from places and meetings and stuff, and I'd be like, wow.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. So it's coming. I'm surprised they've been able to avoid it to this point, unless they just did a really good job of like silencing people with settlements and stuff. I don't know how they've made it this far.
I think the music industry is more authoritarian in that they have these artists under. You know what happened with Dr. Luke? He was accused. Dr. Luke is a big producer.
Right.
He was accused by Keisha, and that didn't go anywhere because they went to court with it. She sued him in court, and it's been tied up with lawyers and everything else. She has not gotten her way with Dr. Luke.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think it's actually going to be even more severe. I mean, if it can be even more severe than the Dr. Luke situation, but I think that because Dr. Luke was a producer, but I think now we're talking about executives and chairmen of labels and
big people.
I have 20 stories.
And what happened
20 stories.
What happened with Dr. Luke is they didn't actually want to sentence him to any type of penalty because he had already had to listen to her music for 3 years.
Oh,
and they were like, this guy's been through enough.
It could be.
This guy's been through enough. Time served.
And didn't she do Yippee Tayo or whatever? What was the song?
Terrible.
What was the
great.
I didn't think she's good. I'm sorry.
I run to her.
You run to
the
Kesha?
Western song. It was like Western hip hop. What was that? Was that Keisha? Maybe I'm getting it wrong. Giddy Up or something like that. Corey, thank you for the call.
Tom Shalhoub sings
Call
the
in,
hits.
call in sometime way later, like 101st show or something. You know,
Corey.
Bill in River Edge, New Jersey, you're on.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Another friend of the show.
A good friend of the show, Tom. And congratulations on 100th show. This is like Red Eye for the blind.
Bill, do you think you'll make the task drawing today? Because you show up in the drawing sometimes when you're not even on the show.
Well, like I do the newsmeals.com videos, and Taz's a big fan of those. So no matter what, usually though, and this offends my Alcoholics Anonymous sponsor. There's always a cocktail shaker in my hand.
Yeah.
So,
Some people are. I want to get. I want to ask Taz a question here. Taz, will Bill Lobley make the drawing this evening?
Of course. I love Mr. Wobley.
Okay.
Taz is well paid.
Yeah.
But Tom, I have a theory about the sexual harassment thing, and that is this: I think Harvey Weinstein is probably the happiest guy on the planet.
Oh yeah.
When his thing broke, everybody said he's the biggest pig on the planet, and everybody hated him. He was reviled and despised. But with all this stuff coming out with Kevin Spacey and Al Franken, Dustin Hoffman, Richard Dreyfuss, all these names, and now Matt Lauer, Harvey Weinstein's probably like, hey, this isn't so bad. I'm not a bad guy. It's not a personal problem. It's a societal problem.
Bill makes a great point, but you know who the real accurate interpretation of this thought process is? Anthony Weiner. Because, yeah, she was underage, and that's a problem, but at least he confined it to his phone. Like, I think in comparison, in retrospect, he doesn't seem nearly
You're
as
not
bad.
kidding. And he's going to jail. What
We
about
ran him out of town for sexting.
Let's
Disgusting.
It's bad, but what I'm
No,
saying
it
is,
is
Bill,
disgusting.
by comparison, though, it's not even close. I mean, well, here's the thing.
Well, it's not even close.
The
What are you
reason it's not
talking
close
about?
is because he doesn't know who's on the other end of the phone. So what I'm saying is,
Someone can just post it.
A
She's
human,
gross.
a woman is on the other end of the phone. What are you talking
but
about?
What I'm saying is, if they're engaging in sexting and it's consensual sexting, his crime is not that he's sexting. Like, we might not agree with that as a habit. Like, personally, I don't send my own. I have a backup. But no, I'm just saying in general.
Got the burner phone.
Who are these guys sending their own? Yeah, get your head out of the picture. But let's back it up a little bit.
Well, Heatha, don't you think,
Yeah.
though, I think Harvey Weinstein is worse than Weiner, don't you?
Oh, completely.
Yeah, okay, that's what I
to
thought.
Jimmy's point, I mean, he was the gatekeeper of people's careers and them moving forward, and he had this alluded or waved this power over people and women, and that's what was so messed up. Same thing with Kevin Spacey. Same thing with a lot of these men, and including Matt Lauer. I mean, again, I don't know what happened there. I'm assuming that he must have said something that was to the effect of, "If you don't do this, then you don't have a job." And I'm just assuming that's not fact. I'm assuming
He was
that.
fond of. He would give toys as gifts. I know that.
Oh,
And
I read that.
He was kind of a Santa Claus.
Oh, but when you say toys, you don't mean like Tinker Toys or
It was
Okay.
From what I understand, it was a special kind of a
the
toy.
kind of toy where they staple the bag shut on the way out of the store. Not that I've been to one of these places.
Is that true?
Yeah, on some level. Good for you. Way to play. How about the acting on? I'm kidding.
Bill, thanks.
kidding.
Thanks for the call. Keep listening, Bill. You may have heard his voice on Grand Theft Auto video games. That's how Tass knew Mr. Lobley. I think. Tass, what's the game that you play?
Bioshock.
Bioshock.
Bioshock 2 and Bioshock Infinite that he was
In
in.
Bioshock Infinite, he played Jeremiah Fink. You can look up all his. Bill Lobley does a lot of voiceover work for cartoons and video games and
That's
things like that. Let's take another regular. Andrea in Salt Lake City, you are on.
Hey, Tom, Jimmy, Heatha, and Tass. What a day. Happy 100th, Tom.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Andrea.
So I guess we're talking about sexual harassment allegations again.
Again?
Fantastic. What an upbeat topic. Absolutely love it. Yeah, I think it's probably going to kind of take the turn. Some of like the Catholic Church, I think our mutual friend Aaron Lindsay commented on the Facebook Live video that they're going to have to start putting windows in these offices. There can't be any more windowless offices, and that was the agreement that the Catholic Church had to reach with a lot of their offices, is having windows and not having blinds to close them, so on and so forth, to prevent future future crime.
You know, it's true. And the suggestion the other day, it was Stephen Moore who, I think, am I right about the person who, Stephen Moore was on a panel and he suggested that executives, if he gave advice to an executive, it would be don't go into meetings alone with women. He was yelled at on the panel and they said, oh, you're sexist, you're patriarchal, it's so wrong, whatever. The thing is, Andrea, do you think that's where it's going to go? Do you think we're going to be getting to that point, to take Stephen Moore's advice?
I really think so. You have to live beyond reproach if you want to avoid accusations and everything else, and yourself avoid temptation, maintain your reputation. It's the stakes are getting a lot higher. You're going to have to do that.
Liz in Chicago. Liz, is this the Liz?
Hi, this is the Liz. Hi, Tom.
Liz,
Wow.
thank you for calling.
Congratulations. Oh, my gosh. Thank you for taking my call. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so
100
much.
shows.
Liz is like a top fan. The other day she tweeted out she was getting ready. She was listening to the Tom Shalhoub Show, but then she was also putting on her Scully Square Barbershop Quartet
I
CD.
listened to it.
Nice.
Yes, I listened to it on the way to work.
I love that.
It was great as always.
super
I love
fan.
that CD.
Thank you, Liz. Well, yeah, the 100 days, it goes fast, right?
It does.
Oh, we got to check. Liz, we're going to check in with Taz. Taz, the resident artist. Is that...
Hey.
Are you do you finish at the end of the show, or does it take you longer to continue with the picture?
Sometimes I finish right now. Sometimes I finish like, I don't know, half an hour, and sometimes I finish like half an hour after the show. So
Yeah. Oh, is that Greg
It
Gutfeld's?
depends.
Is that Greg Gutfeld's unicorn in the picture there?
oh, that's Mr. Ed. It's his birthday today.
Oh, it is.
That's right.
Mr. Red.
We're going to post the photo of the picture on Facebook. Taz, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you, Heather Herzog, for coming in.
Thanks for having
Jimmy
me.
Fela, love having you.
My pleasure. What a hoot. Congrats.
I got to take a
Congrats.
day off, and you can do the show for me.
I'd love to.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being with us. This is the Tom Shalhoub Show.
We did it.
We'll see you tomorrow.